Today, we're diving into MScottPeck's classic,
Yeah.
The Road Less Traveled.
Oh, I've been really looking forward to this discussion. That book has so many profound insights. What's on your mind about it?
Well, Peck starts off with that famous line, life is
Mm-hmm.
difficult. You know, it's such a simple statement, but it sets the tone for the entire book.
Absolutely, and he talks about how once we accept that life is difficult, it actually becomes a bit easier, right?
Exactly. It's like
Yeah,
it's like once we acknowledge the reality of life's challenges, we can stop complaining and start solving problems.
right. And he introduces the concept of discipline as the key tool set we need. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure, he outlines 4 disciplines:
Mm-hmm.
delaying gratification, accepting responsibility, dedication to truth, and balancing. These are essentially the tools to navigate life's problems.
Delaying gratification is such a big one. In our instant gratification society, that's a tough pill to swallow.
It is, but Peck gives this great analogy about eating cake. He mentions a patient who eats the frosting first.
Oh, yeah?
She enjoys the best part first and then struggles through the rest.
Ha, I can relate to that. So he's saying we should eat the cake first and save the frosting for last?
Exactly. By tackling the less pleasant tasks first, we can enjoy the rewards later.
Mm-hmm.
It's about managing short-term and long-term satisfaction.
Makes sense. And then accepting responsibility ties into that too, doesn't it?
Yes, that's crucial. Peck emphasizes that we need to accept responsibility for our own problems. Only
Right.
then can we solve them.
But, sometimes life's problems aren't entirely our fault. How does that fit in?
Well, he acknowledges that.
Yeah,
But even when circumstances are out of our control, we still have to choose how we respond. It's about owning our responses, not necessarily the situation.
that reminds me of Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, where he talks about choosing one's attitude in any given set of circumstances.
Exactly. Same idea. And then there's dedication to the truth. Peck insists on a commitment to reality at all
Right.
costs. That means continuously updating our worldview.
That's challenging, especially when it means admitting we're wrong or changing long-held beliefs.
Definitely. But it's necessary for growth.
Mm-hmm.
He calls this process of updating our maps of reality.
Interesting metaphor. So what about balancing?
Balancing refers to the ability to handle conflicting demands and to give up certain things for the greater good. It's like,
Yeah.
maintaining equilibrium in life's complexities.
Sometimes I feel like Peck's expectations are a bit idealistic. Not everyone can constantly live up to these disciplines.
I get what you're saying, but I think he acknowledges that. He doesn't expect perfection, but encourages us to strive toward these ideals.
Fair point. It's more about the journey than the destination, right?
Exactly. And he also touches on love as the driving force behind discipline. He defines love as the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth.
Mm-hmm. That's a powerful definition. So love isn't just a feeling, it's an action and a commitment.
Precisely. And he distinguishes between falling in love and genuine love.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. What's the difference according to Peck?
Falling in love is more of a temporary, passionate emotion linked to our ego boundaries dissolving. Genuine love is about extending oneself for spiritual growth, both ours and others.
Right. So, real love requires effort and doesn't just happen to us?
Exactly. It's an act of will. We choose to love and commit to nurturing growth.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. It's like, love is less about being swept away and more about intentional actions.
Yes, and that ties back to discipline. Discipline and love are interconnected in fostering spiritual growth.
Yeah. I appreciate how Peck brings such depth to these concepts. It's challenging, but enlightening.
Absolutely. His work pushes us to reflect deeply on our own lives and behaviors.
Right. So, in applying these ideas, where do we start?
Well, recognizing that life is difficult is the first step. Then, committing to discipline and choosing to love genuinely.
Mm-hmm. It's a tall order, but worthwhile. And perhaps we can begin with small steps in delaying gratification and accepting responsibility.
Exactly. It's about daily choices. Over time, these disciplines become part of who we are.
Yeah, I think I'm going to revisit The Road Less Traveled with all this in mind.
That sounds great. It's definitely a book that offers more with each read.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for unpacking all this with me. It's been really insightful.
My pleasure. Always happy to delve into such meaningful topics.
Yeah. Well, until next time then.